Welcome to the Biomin Virtual Farm Visit. We're now in Romania, 40 kilometers from Iași in Târgul Frumos, where we'll visit the company AVI-TOP. AVI-TOP is a fully integrated broiler producer that's part of a larger group of companies under Cosarom. The holding company Cosarom began operations in 1991-1992 with a meat production unit near Pașcani. At the end of 1997, Cosarom took over the Swinprod farm in Roman, a company specializing in pig meat production. By the end of 2001, the president of Cosarom, Mr. Apostol, decided to acquire a broiler farm which had gone bankrupt, turning it into the company AVI-TOP. Soon after the establishment of the AVI-TOP broiler unit, Cosarom became the 8th largest broiler producer in Romania. Today, AVI-TOP slaughters up to 7.5 million broilers per year, equivalent to 10,000 tons of meat, and is now one of Romania's leading broiler production companies. Meat products are distributed mainly throughout Moldova, Transylvania, and parts of South Romania. But exports have also reached countries like Singapore, South Africa, and Thailand. Within Europe, AVI-TOP products have been exported to Holland and Germany. Our visit will take us to a fully integrated company. We will visit the incubation facility, feed mill, and broiler farms before moving on to the slaughterhouse and meat processing plant. We'll wrap up the visit by learning more about AVI-TOP's own distribution channel. The hatchery plant was opened in 2002 and installed with Jamesway equipment. Up to 86,400 eggs per week are hatched here, with 2 hatchings on Tuesdays and Fridays. These supply 60% of AVI-TOP's annual demand for day-old chicks. The remaining day-old chicks are purchased directly from a trusted supplier in Hungary. Egg sorting or calibration takes place in the parent farms of the supplier in Hungary. Only eggs with a weight difference within 5 grams are accepted. Eggs above or below this weight are rejected. The eggs that arrive here after a long trip are checked once again, and those that do not meet the standards are then removed. Egg fumigation is mandatory in the hatchery. Prior to that, all eggs and the trucks they arrive in are also fumigated at the parent farms. Each batch of eggs is sampled and analyzed at the veterinary authority. A suitable treatment is then applied based on the results. Depending on the supplier of genetics, the farm operates with eggs from Cob 500 parents for half a year. For the remaining half, it uses eggs from Ross 308 parents. Egg quality and their production in the breeding farms are critical for successful reproductive results. Eggs are brought here from Hungary. Annual hatching rates are over 85%. In 2011, AVI-TOP achieved a hatching rate of 86.4%. This was an increase from 86% in 2010 and 85.9% in 2009. For the current year, AVI-TOP is approaching a rate above 87.5%, made possible due to the high quality of hatching eggs and the high hatchery standards of the unit. Day-old chicks are vaccinated against the Newcastle disease virus before they're introduced to the grower farms. There are no problems with bronchitis, and the farm does not vaccinate for Marek. The feed mill produces all the complete feed needed for the broilers grown in AVI-TOP's 4 farms. Nutrition is key in broiler production, and that's the reason why AVI-TOP focuses on getting the highest quality raw materials for feed production. This production unit began operations in 1978. In 1998, it was upgraded with new equipment from Bula, modernizing the entire complete feed production process. Current feed production capacity is 16 tons per hour of pelleted or crumbled feed. This meets AVI-TOP's production needs for growing 7.5 million broilers per year. a production level the company has maintained for the last 5 years. Raw materials used here are rigorously checked to ensure the highest possible quality. Mycotoxin analysis is of key importance, as studies have shown that a high percentage of raw materials is contaminated with different toxins. For this reason, the farm uses Mycofix, a mycotoxin deactivator, as prophylaxis in accordance with Biomin's guidelines. The most important commodities are wheat and corn. Depending on the season and their price, these range between 20 and 50% of the formulation in the starter, grower and finisher diets. Other raw materials used in the formulations are soybean meal and extruded full-fat soybeans. All soybeans purchased are thoroughly checked for moisture and protein content, as well as for contaminants and foreign bodies. The feed mill has its own equipment for soybean extrusion, producing both full-fat soybeans and extruded soybean meal. Birds are fed with a starter feed for the first 12 days. This is followed by a grower feed from 13 to 32 days of age and a finishing feed from 33 to 42 days before the chickens are sent to the slaughterhouse.
So, Mr. Popovic, can you explain us how and when you start your collaboration with Biomin Company?
Deci, colaborarea cu firma Biomin este o colaborare
Yes, our cooperation with Biomin started in 2005. At that time, I was working as a technical director at the company Swinprod, a member of the Kosarom Group. Our partnership developed very well from the time I became executive director at AVI-TOP, and it's been a very beneficial one. 2005 was a rainy year, and corn production was heavily contaminated with mycotoxins, and Biomin's mycotoxin deactivator proved to be very effective. Since then, we've used this product in our formulations for both our Ross and Cobb genetics during all 3 growth stages. We also began to use Biomin premixes, acidifiers and probiotics in the starter, grower and the finisher diets.
We understand very well that you pay a lot of attention on quality in the production of the feed. Can you explain us which kind of quality standard you apply in the production of your feed?
Este și normal, gândindu-ne că avem o producție de peste 15.000.
Yes, as we have a production of over 15,000 tons of complete feed per year, there has to be some rules. Even before Romania joined the EU, we were looking towards the European legislation on feed. AVI-TOP's production was certified for quality, safety and the environment since 2005. We implemented the ISO 9001 standard for quality, ISO 22000 for safety, and ISO 14001 for the environment. We have working instructions everywhere, and there are procedures that are followed rigorously. We wouldn't be here if we'd not looked into these issues. We're now in one of the farms of AVI-TOP, where 465,000 broilers per cycle are raised. The farm has a total of 6.6 cycles per year. Day-old chicks arrive here from AVI-TOP's hatchery or from their partner in Hungary. Ross and Cobb chicks are not raised together. Broilers are raised for 42 days in houses with automatic climate control, using high-quality litter comprising wood shavings. Both male and female birds are raised together. The AVI-TOP performance standards at the end of 42 days are a mean slaughter weight of 2,550 grams, an FCR of 1.65 and a mortality of 1.15% to 1.2% per cycle. These are results comparable with high-performing units worldwide. Quality of the litter is determined largely by the complete feed and also by the ventilation and heating technology used in the houses. The formulations for the starter, grower and finisher feeds consist of a well-balanced mix of protein, amino acids, energy and mineral levels. High-quality feed is important for high-quality broiler production. 0.5% vitamin and mineral premixes are imported from Austria. Acidifiers are added to the diets to create a suitable pH value in chicken guts. In line with market requirements, antibiotic growth promoters are replaced with a probiotic product, Biomin Imbo. In addition, enzymes are used to increase nutrient availability from raw materials. High-quality feed reduces problems with digestive disorders throughout the growth period. Without digestive disorders, litter quality is high, and there are no incidences of pododermatitis, which are often accompanied by breast lesions. In AVI-TOP, a lot of attention is given to animal welfare issues. Although some digestive and respiratory problems might occur during the 42 days, these are very sporadic and kept to a minimum. Therapeutic antibiotics are very seldom used. When applied, these are used in accordance with the antibiograms and never as prophylactics. We are now in the slaughterhouse, the result of a massive investment of 12 million euros. This is a modern slaughterhouse constructed for a maximum capacity of 8,000 heads per hour. Current production is at 4,000 heads per hour. AVI-TOP currently slaughters around 7.5 million chicks per year, or over 10,000 tons of meat. The slaughterhouse started to run in 2006 and is a modern unit based on a Dutch concept. The equipment here is also Dutch, produced by Maine. AVI-TOP poultry products are sold refrigerated or frozen. Depending on the season, up to 95% of the daily meat production is sold refrigerated. Meat products are mainly sold whole or portioned as breasts, wings, legs, drumsticks, but also as further processed products. AVI-TOP brings two product ranges to the market: the 5-star range representing premium products and a standard range. A lot of attention is paid to the quality of the chicken livers, since these are in demand in the local market. Since mycotoxin deactivators were added to the feed, there has been a significant improvement in the quality of these liver products. AVI-TOP has its own vehicle fleet and distribution network. This network reaches out to retail stores, franchise stores, and hypermarkets, both through a traditional distribution network and social channels. Products are mainly sold in Moldova, Transylvania, and parts of South Romania. AVI-TOP products have even recently been exported outside of Europe to countries like Singapore, South Africa, and Thailand. In Europe, AVI-TOP's products can be found in Holland and Germany. AVI-TOP is a complete farm-to-fork company. The whole production cycle is fully traceable, starting from the incubation eggs and day-old chicks through to its complete feed production. Raw materials used in feed production are purchased from Agricola Turgul Frumos, another company in the Kosarom Group, which cultivates around 3,000 hectares of land. Full traceability also extends to AVI-TOP's fattening farms, the slaughterhouse, and its own distribution network. With this, we would like to thank you for your attention and extend our thanks to Mr. Lucian Popovic from AVI-TOP and Radu Marț from Biomin Romania for their support and valuable insights during this farm visit.
Biomin, naturally ahead in animal nutrition.